If you've spent any time reading about cars, you've probably heard the term Nordschleife. Well, what is it? It's a merciless 13-mile track with terrifying twists, turns, dips, and arguably the most dangerous racecourse in the world. But it's become kind of a holy destination for drivers, both professional and amateur, who make the pilgrimage to a small town of Nurburg in Germany. But what makes it so special? Is it the terrifying length, the challenging corners, or the fact that anyone can drive it in its entirety without any kind of training? Both in real life and in simulators, this track is one of the most popular around, and there must be a reason for that. Every sim racer knows that it's either Spa or the Nordschleife or maybe Monza, so in this video I'm just going to explore the reasons as to why that is. Located 60 miles south of Cologne and 20 miles east of the Belgian border, that's a tongue twister, the famous Nürburgring is at the heart of German motorsport, attracting millions of visitors each year. As a tribute to internal combustion engines, it has been witness to glory, tragedy and world records for close to a century. It's safe to say that anything with wheels has been tested or raced on this famous tarmac. Since its construction in 1927, the ring has tragically claimed the lives of just under 70 motorsport heroes. Legendary Formula 1 driver Jackie Stewart famously crowned the track the Green Hell, a nickname that holds to this day. There have also been 9 non-racing driver deaths, including spectators and casual drivers at tourist environments. There is no doubt that this is the most dangerous track in the world. A closer look at the track reveals 3 things that make it such a challenge, even for the most skilled drivers. The steep elevation changes, blind corners and the lack of runoff areas. So let's start with the elevation changes. For an idea of just how severe the Nürburgrings are, the total distance and altitude from the track's highest point to its lowest is a jaw-dropping 985 feet. That's almost as tall as the Shard in London. And it doesn't occur gradually either. The shifts in elevation are abrupt and spontaneous, providing plenty of challenges for those who don't know the track thoroughly, and even those who do. There are a total of 40 left-hand and 50 right-hand corners to challenge the drivers and machines. Most of the corners are blind and there is very small room for error if fast laps to the goal. Even if you're taking a slow lap, some of the corners can still be fatal, especially on open track days with both slow and fast traffic battling for time. Mixed up with cars through blind corners is a hair racing proposition, and the Nordschleife sees accidents on a daily basis. An ambulance helicopter is dedicated to serve the Nordschleife every day of the year that it's open. Many car manufacturers test their new vehicles on this track as it's so vigorous and has such a wide range of nuances that we see both on tracks and roads. This will probably sound stupid, but I feel special knowing that my real life car has been tested on this track and it will probably be capable of putting in a decent time. The Nordschleife is a holy grail for petrol heads around the world, and we can see a direct reflection of that in sim racing. If you take a look at Assetto Corsa's top 10 most populated servers at any given time, there's a very good chance that at least 5 of them are Nordschleife track day servers. Nordschleife track days are open to the public, and anyone from any background can take the car around the circuit for free. It's actually classed as a toll road, which I just find insane. It's of no surprise that sim racers have had the itch to replicate this, and thanks to Assetto Corsa, it has become a reality. I've spent too many hours lapping the Green Hell in simulators, against other drivers in a great selection of cars. According to my content manager stats, I've driven roughly 350 laps of the Nordschleife, which equates to around 40 hours of pure driving. A large majority of my early videos were of me battling other drivers on this track. These servers have everything from supercar monsters, GT3 cars and even dinky Japanese road cars all on the same track at once. It's a thrilling experience and, in my opinion, one of the most immersive in sim racing, as it's just like real life. I play in VR and I almost felt myself tear up the first lap I made. It truly was amazing and it felt so realistic. I imagine that if I drove it in real life now, I'd start sobbing like a little girl. Many sim racers agree that Assetto Corsa's laser scan version of the Green Hell is one of, if not the most realistic digital versions out there. It took over 2 years to create and the level of detail on the digital scan is like no other. In my opinion, it trumps iRacing's by a country mile. The digital scan was created around 2013, so it's a little dated. However, that's not totally a bad thing at all. In the last 7 years, the Nordschleife has been tamed somewhat. Flattening out bumps which used to send cars flying and straightening dangerous corners are just some of the modifications that have been made. So the old version is the best version in my opinion. So to sum things up, there are several reasons as to why the Nordschleife is incredibly popular both in real life and in simulators. It's challenging, dangerous and almost frightening. The corners are blind, the height variation is substantial, dwarfing most skyscrapers. The cambrous roads make your car's handling unpredictable. There are no runoffs which make the circuit feel extremely claustrophobic, which just greatens the sense of speed. Once you finally manage to complete a full lap in a simulator, it's very gratifying. It is this insane difficulty that gets people returning to the track. I remember years ago my only goal was to complete a lap without crashing. Then that moved on to making a semi-fast lap, then that morphed into making a very fast lap. The length of the track means there's always something to work on. On a regular sized track you may hit your brick wall fairly quickly, whereas on Nordschleife the possibilities feel endless as there is so much time to be gained in every corner. So if you're ever bored and looking for something to do, boot up Assetto Corsa and join a Nordschleife Track Day server. It's one of the best sim racing experiences you can get in my opinion. Thanks for watching.